Thanks for joining us, everyone. The Kingdom Live. It's Thursday afternoon, and today we're going to talk about a topic which will resonate with most marketing people out there.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Adam, once again.
I just work here.
That's right. So today we're going to talk about website traffic. So hits to your website and why it's not website hits are not necessarily the best metric that you should base your future marketing goals on.
And there's a massive obsession with this. Everybody really wants to care and freaks out about how many hits their website is getting. And so Zan, it's kind of like the global number one thing about, oh my God, how much website traffic have you got? So it's a huge part of marketing, and it's like the first thing that CEOs want to know about, the first thing the C-suite wants to know about, it's the number one. But it's really very fatally flawed.
And I guess it's one of those metrics that you can categorically say, this is what has happened.
Yep.
So I can walk into a board meeting and say, very confidently, last month we had 3,500 website clicks.
Yep.
Round of applause. Thank you.
Awesome.
But, and this is where we come in. Let's look at what can make up that 3,500
Correct,
clicks.
yes.
So let's talk about clickbaiting.
Clickbaiting, now it's very easy. If you would like to have the goal of getting 10,000 new hits on your website this week, then we can absolutely achieve that very easily. All we do is take words like Kim Kardashian and Jennifer Lawrence, and we've experimented with this ourselves, take the popular culture words that absolutely get clicks and go ahead and put them into the titles and we'll get clicks. Of course, the point that's being made here is that they are not the right clicks. The right clicks to your business. And so this is where the whole volume thing has to be sort of have an asterisk next to it saying, as long as they are the right clicks.
Yeah.
So take the number and let's define exactly who they are and find out where they're coming from, and are they the right clicks? Because you're far better off getting 100 clicks from the right people than you are getting 10,000 clicks that result in 2 of the right people coming to your website. And that's the big difference now.
And this is something I think that we should talk about too, bounce rates on page.
Yeah.
Some people are obsessed with Google Analytics, which is fine.
Yeah.
And we hear a lot about,
it's because it's a justification of money being spent in a space which is not easily quantified.
We've got a 2-second bounce rate. So that means someone gets to your page, scans the page, realises that, hey, this is actually not what I came here for, and bounces out. So this is a really good metric. This is actually a great metric because it tells us that information is not what they're looking for.
Exactly right.
So you're not answering your customer's question.
Absolutely. And the thing that's also important about this is that when you talk about the type of traffic that goes to your website, you've got to appreciate that if you put a job ad up for your organisation, chances are that you're going to get some traffic. You have traffic increase. You've also got salespeople. So if you're in a space which has got salespeople, or you run an ad, for example, then you get a lot of cold calls coming in from people trying to sell you advertising. So there's all kinds of weird influences that affect the click rates on a website. And so it's just not a very scientific number.
It's not.
No.
Flawed.
So what do we do?
Inflated. Good question.
How do we fix?
What do we do?
Yeah.
What's the solution?
What should you be focusing on?
What should we be focusing on?
Should we tell the solution now?
We should, because I'm just answering your question.
There's a lot of rhetorical questions over that. Okay, so what do we do to fix this, right? So let's focus on what you really want, which is leads. People want, the whole point of traffic is to get leads. So as I said, if I could say, here's 100 leads from 100 website clicks, you take it every time by comparison to the 2 that you get from the wrong clicks. So leads is what we're really after. So a couple of things are important about that. First of all, you need to understand or have a mechanism to record the leads. And so this is a big challenge. I mean, we've had more than one, we had a client who bought 10,000 clicks to their website, but didn't have any call to actions or processes to actually allow a customer to convert.
So what does that look like? What does recording a lead look like?
What you're really talking about there is a landing page with a call to action that allows you to convert that traffic. And if you look at where it sits in the overall inbound marketing methodology, you've got attract, which is all about getting clicks, and then you've got the conversion stage, which is all about converting that customer through a form before you close them, it's converting the prospect before you close a customer.
We should put a link in the notes to last week's
four-part off the chain. Oh my God, incredible series. Yes, we absolutely should.
Australian telly movie.
First. Never before seen. Yeah.
Because that really drilled down.
It's been getting lots of clicks. You totally should check it out. Thanks so much for those people who have been clicking. It has been super popular.
And we have the ability to see that we've actually converted a couple of leads.
Yes, we have, and that's the thing. It's not just about clicks. We're actually doing what we preach.
Yeah.
So the point is, get a landing page, have a call to action. Now, the other thing too is to make sure that your pages actually have a single purpose per page. One of the big mistakes we see, Zahn, when it comes to website development is people actually create websites that have a whole bunch of stuff on one page.
Right.
Now, it's not so bad as
too many things.
Yeah, and it's not so bad as a homepage, because a homepage effectively should be the doorway to all the other pages on your website. But once you've got people through that doorway, then you want to make sure that your pages have a single purpose, so that if somebody is visiting your page, you know exactly why they are on the page. And this is where modern day tools like HubSpot become so powerful, because they actually show you exactly what pages your prospects have actually clicked on. So once you've got that, then you can make lists and create audiences and remarket and work very well from those segmentations. So it's super important.
Fantastic. So every page should have a really strong CTA down the bottom of it, and the purpose of that CTA is to move them through the funnel.
Correct. And so, the focus really needs to be, leads, the website hits are fantastic, but how many leads do we get? And how many leads do we convert? And so part of this understanding is knowing exactly the stages of the funnel process. And so if somebody clicks on your website and then they convert, and they're converting with the right material, then that becomes a marketing qualified lead. Qualified by the marketing department and the hard work they've done on the website. If the person is then qualified by a salesperson, they become a sales qualified lead. And so understanding these different types means you can put some metrics and some numbers to those very important numbers, and as a result, really truly isolate where your website is working, where it's not. So, for example, if you have 10,000 clicks coming from Clickbait and you've got no leads, then that's telling you something's wrong. We're not converting the leads. That lead percentage conversion is a very important stat.
Excellent. So this brings me to my next point, which you do an excellent demonstration on this when you're doing your seminars. You've got your funnel, and each stage of the funnel is made up of different pages. Correct. So you might have 20 top of funnel pages, you might have 15 middle of funnel pages, and you might have 10 bottom of funnel pages.
Look, I'm really happy like that.
I find it really easy to understand.
It's really easy to draw, but it's still...
and when you have a gift such as your drawing...
It's like a picture
challenge. If anyone's
challenge.
seen an Adam Steinhardt whiteboard session, it's like...
Whiteboard's pretty bad,
Mr. Squiggle on...
Ecstasy.
All the drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I digress. But that is a really...
Are you saying my nose will take pencil?
That is a really good point, to make sure that whatever your CTA is, it's taking them on to that next page that's going to be helpful.
Yeah, so call to action is not necessarily buy now.
No.
No, it's depending on where that page sits in the funnel, it'll be navigate to the next recommended pages to discover more and learn more. And eventually you navigate the prospect down the funnel to the point where the buy now button is pretty much, they're begging to click that button.
I'm a bit of a people person, I have to be honest, and I love a bit of teamwork. So one of the fun things we like to do here is get together as a group and actually brainstorm at the bottom of this page, what will the CTA be?
What should it be?
So everyone bounces,
as a user.
Bounces around ideas, and it's a really great opportunity for us to put ourselves in the position of the customer and think about how we're moving.
And that's really important. At the end of the day, you've got to be thinking like a customer when you're analysing this stuff. You need to be making sure that you actually understand what's the customer going to do next. What's the natural progression in the buyer journey? Do you understand your customer's buyer journey? And a lot of businesses, I don't think, spend nearly enough time working out, well, what's it like being our customer? What would I expect to do next? And once you do that, the website strategy becomes clearer. And then you start realising, well, you know what? Who really cares about the click count? Let's care about the quality of the click count.
It'd be awesome, wouldn't it, to have 50 website hits and 40 leads?
Well, that's utopia. That's an engine that's really working very well. And of course, the reason why that's so powerful, Zahn, is that you can go get the clicks if you need them from an advertising engine.
Yeah.
And that's, look, we haven't mentioned that, but that's another point, is that there might be certain advertising engines that they're pushing leads down your funnel, and so you might be paying a lot of money to get those clicks in the first place. So it's a number, website hits, it's a bit of voodoo art.
Awesome. Well, there you go, something to think about. If you need any assistance on this matter or anything else, inboundy, methodology...
We'll get HubSpot. Everyone needs it. For these reasons.
Bang. You can contact...
the funnel right there.
You can contact us at hello@thekingdom.com.au. Is that right?
No, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Or just us. Adam and...
Oh, Adam and Zahn, but if you would like to see any more of our content of these videos, you can do that by visiting our website.
You can actually, if you'd like to have an entire episode dedicated to you, you can actually give us the recommendation of the content you'd like, and we just go make it.
Awesome.
That's a pretty good deal.
thekingdom.com.au/the-kingdom live. We do have an app of the day. Today's gone a bit long, I apologise. Adam, app of the day. Quick, 30 seconds, go.
Lead in.
Done.
Leadin.hubspot.com. Check it out. HubSpot made a free plugin for WordPress that helps you understand and identify who's on your website. It's a project they just decided to do, and so it's totally free. It's pretty cool for those people who've got WordPress websites in particular. So check it out, leadin.hubspot.com. And
awesome.
I think you'll be excited about what it offers.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thanks for that. We'll see you guys Monday.
Bye.
Bye.